So this was the cytokine storm, right? When people were very, very sick with COVID, the mast cells were going crazy, dumping all these inflammatory mediators. And we now understand that chronic illness, a lot of chronic disease is a result of chronic inflammatory responses, right? So the mast cells are playing a role there too. With mast cell activation syndrome in particular, the mast cells have gone a little rogue and they've started seeing danger everywhere.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, the interesting thing is that the mast cells in your upper respiratory tract, like in your sinuses and your nose, are different from the ones in your gut. And they're different from the ones that hang out around your blood vessels. And they're also different in in the receptors and in the mediators themselves, and they're different from person to person.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness, right? This
Wow.
totally makes things really complicated.
Yes.
So mast cell activation syndrome is a clinical diagnosis where you have inflammation, allergic symptoms, or even growth symptoms like growing lipomas or
Hmm.
cysts or things like that, because there's growth hormones also in mast cells. And it has to affect multiple systems and multiple symptoms. So the longer the list of symptoms that people have that are inflammatory and allergic in particular, the more suspicious I am. Most people don't have a lot of the growth things, but that can happen
Hmm.
in some of my mast cell patients. So usually they have a long laundry list of symptoms. And then oftentimes, historically, like they were allergic kids, they had asthma, they
Hmm.
had eczema, they had allergies. And then it might have morphed a little bit, like those allergies went away and they show up as other things. And you see this stair step in symptoms of each time they get exposed to something that the body perceives as foreign, they will have an increase in their symptoms. And I will also say oftentimes there's some sort of trauma or adverse childhood event or events that's happened in their history, whether they realize it or not, that have primed their immune systems to perceive foreign invaders and
Hmm.
threats.
That makes sense.